Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Taurus. So Taurus, as usual, I'm doing this reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So Taurus, let's talk about online communication, online connection, and a very significant one that is showing up here. Maybe you don't realize how influential you are, or maybe how valuable you are for others who are going down the same path as you or looking up to you as this inspirational figure, as this respectful and like this admirable person. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's like those who truly are inspired by you, by how much you are valuable to them, are incredibly inspirational to them, right? And they are following your footsteps in a sense. The tricky part about your message today is that I feel like you are on a phase or on a level of your own development that you know exactly how to deal with the different characters in this online world, because we're beginning with the World card, and the vision that I received from this card with the symbol was I don't know exactly where I saw this for the first time, but I saw this icon that represented the internet, so the World Wide Web, or it's like the possibility of connecting with other people around the globe through the internet, right? It's like as the symbol, as the icon for the internet. So this is what this is showing me today. And what I heard from that when this vision came through is that the world is just one click away. So even though it's very big, it's very expensive, maybe you haven't known, the majority of the world, at least not physically or geographically, but through the internet, it's almost like you have been places, right? And it is accessible to you, and you know how to it's like very groundedly or very responsibly how to use this connection, this online connection, because Taurus, you're coming through as the King of Pentacles. So it's interesting because I almost said the King of Swords, right? Because the King of Swords is like, maybe you do have like this smart mind, this very intelligent ability to navigate this invisible world, right? The internet. It's like there is no physicality, even though you are the master of the physical, the master of the material, the master, and very resourceful. That's the word to describe you. It's like you are very resourceful, but you're also very good with the immaterial, with the intangible, with the things that are not physical, right? So, but maybe because it's like you value your place in the world as a human being with a physical body as much as you value yourself as, an online presence or an online figure. And most of all, it's not just about being online or being, somebody that shows your resources or shows your wealth of knowledge and wisdom and all of that. It's also about like the possibility of connecting, right? So you value this as a possibility of connection, of creating connection, of maybe reaching places, right? Places that perhaps physically you couldn't go, but through the online connection of the internet, you can go. So this is what you value the most, right? Maybe you earn money online, right? This is maybe how you make a living, but it's not about that you value your online presence or your online communication or your online type of possibility of connecting, right? It's interesting because, you know, the World Wide Web, and yesterday was all about the web of complexity. And today it's about, you know, this online web in a sense, right? It's like this invisible, like the invisible threads that connect us all, right? We are connecting through these invisible threads right now. So it's very beautiful because at the same time that it's a non-physical connection, I feel like, Taurus, you value this as if it was, you know, meeting somebody in person. You see what I mean? Because what these invisible threads are creating for you in your perspective and how you value this is as if you were creating your own physical world, as if you were creating like your neighborhood, right? It's like if you could create your own community, right, around you. It's like it's bringing to matter, it's bringing to the physical. But there are some challenges I want to say, because the next card is the Fool. And at first, I was very excited to see the Fool because it reminded me of freedom. And maybe you do have freedom to explore because you're not connected physically. It's like you do not depend on something physically to connect online, right? But after the thrilling portion, or like the excitement of the beginning, I feel like there are, what this Fool is saying is that there are some fools, right, online as well. So some trolls or some like people that are not a king, because it's the distinction from the crown, right? It's like here you have a very steady and very stable crown. It's almost like you know your value. It's like you value yourself so much. You have, like, you've held such integrity within this crown, within this beingness, right? That it doesn't matter that this is immaterial, right? That this is just an online connection, but it's still a web that creates this, it's like this safety net, right? It's like it is your safety net, but it's almost like the net is also a filter. So with your smart mind, with your perspective that is very mature, right? Very grounded. It's like you know how to use the web as this filter, because the filter is going to distinguish the trolls, let's say, or the false or the fake crowns, right? Those who are, it's like they are, you know, fools, or they are just it's like naive or very immature, right? Because you see here how the thing about the distinction of the crown, especially because we do have another sovereign, right? It's like another sovereign being, right? A sovereign authority with the Empress here. So we do have the two major arcana, and you dealing with that online, but from a very grounded and very human perspective, right? Because you're showing up as the king. So it's almost like you're so sure about your humanity, about who you are, with your limitations, but also with all of the resources and maybe all of the abundance that entails. And that brings you the distinction that is very necessary, like for you to filter, like, because if you are building this community online, right, it's like you want to create something that is like you're wanting to nurture yourself, you know, with energy, with people, as if you were building your neighborhood, right? It's like you just want your neighbors to be like people that are true sovereigns, not these. And I don't want to diminish the Fool. There's nothing wrong with the Fool, right? It came through as a troll, but it's almost like a very mischievous person, right? Maybe they are immature and unconscious. They're still starting their path, right? The path towards gaining more maturity, or gaining more stability, or becoming more developed in terms of personal development and self-knowledge and all of that, right? It's like valuing this human experience and not wanting to flee or wanting to escape reality, right? To be free of this human body, right? Maybe these ones are like, I don't know if that's the right word, but escapists, It's like the ones who don't like this reality, right? Maybe it's like, okay, maybe you do know and you do recognize them because, you know, at some point before you got to this stage, maybe you were also, you know, this immature being, maybe, you know, just playing around and wanting to be free and explore this reality with no concerns, with no responsibilities. But now you are in a place where it's like you can distinguish the beginners from the ones who are a little bit more seasoned, right? Because this Empress, well, not only the Empress is Taurus card, right? Because it represents Venus, but it's talking about the true freedom. This one, it's almost like this, it's wanting to be described as the fool's dream, right? And this one is the true dream. And I know that, you know, we're not talking so much about the dream, but it has to do with like this vision, right? Maybe this long-term vision that now maybe your experiences, your life experiences have brought you this sense of knowingness, right? The sense of trusting your own value, your own ability to discern, because you can recognize the difference behind maybe the attitude, maybe the comments, maybe, you know, the connection, the online connection, right? It's like maybe you don't know them personally, maybe you don't know them physically, maybe you haven't met them in person before, but you can sense the energy behind these people. It's like you can feel the level of maturity, right? One that is just playing around with freedom, and they have just entered this journey of self-discovery and self-knowledge, right? They are still very young, very fresh to this process. And those who are truly free, right? It's not that they're not playing around. It's just that they're not as naive, right? As the fool. It's like these ones are just flying high, right? It's like they are free to fly wherever they want. It's like they're not bound by any place in the earth. So it's almost like you can truly connect with them wherever you are, because as much as it's like maybe you are grounded in one place, but through the web, right? Because you're just one click away from the world. It's like you can connect with these two different characters, right? Or like types of people, right? Or people who are interested in your journey, right? But they have also like their own journeys, because it's like the major arcana journey for them, right? It's like in their own personal lives, it's like they are they're walking the path, right? As much as you. And I feel like, to be honest, from the looks of this, they look up to you because of your humanity. So you're very relatable. It's like they can identify themselves in you, right? But they are like these sovereign beings, or well on their path to find their own sovereignty. Some are just beginning, others are very established already, right? So it's gorgeous, because I feel like that gives you the sensation that you are creating a community of people that are going through this filter of yours, right? At least in your consciousness. It's like you know that only those who are truly wanting to discover this path, right, go on this journey, are the ones who are seeking you or finding you or connecting with you, right, from a place of integrity, but also a place of like openness, right? It doesn't need to be only like, you know, the foolish or the trolls. It's like at least they are there, right, wanting to open their minds. Otherwise they wouldn't even be drawn to you, right? So what is coming next, Taurus, is the fascinating thing, because I feel like this is wanting to specify somebody. Maybe it's one person, maybe it's like a smaller group of people that are truly looking up to you. It's like, and they relate to you in a very gorgeous way, because they're showing up as another king, the King of Cups. So in comparison to your king, it's like they have their own like inner core, like this essence that is their it's like their strength, their inner strength, their own authentic self, right? It's like yours is like shining through your resourcefulness or your groundedness or your trust in yourself, and therefore how people trust you, right? How you become this trustworthy like example, right? But this one, the King of Cups, it's almost like it's like as much as the others, right? They were, it's almost like the difference between this King of Cups and these ones is that these ones, they are on their own journeys, right? Their own major arcana journeys. So they have different experiences from yours, right? They benefit from your knowledge, from your experience, but they have different paths, right? It's almost like they are there, but they have different discoveries to make. This one, however, it feels like they want or they are following your footsteps, or they are really, really, really inspired by you and by what you do or what you have accomplished, right? Because maybe you do have some sort of manifestation that they desire in their heart, right? It's like inside their heart, it's like they do want to materialize that as well. And I feel like they are doing somehow similar, but just like in the baby steps initial phase of things, because we do have the Page of Wands. So it's beautiful because it is resembling your connection with the Fool, because you know, whenever I see the Fool and I see the Page, it's like it's the similar hat, right? So in a sense, maybe it's the same audience, maybe it's the same community, maybe it's you know, similar types of people that are wanting to discover like what to do with their newfound freedom, right? But it's like you are already dealing with these ones. Maybe you have done it for longer time, or maybe you have it's like it's almost like the calibers I'm hearing, but I don't know how that applies. It's like the caliber, right, is in the realm of the major arcana. This one is dealing with regular people, right? Essentially, it's like these ones are the ones who are seeking the knowledge or the sensitivity most of all. It's like it's because it's different than you, right? It's like you have the pentacle aspect. So it's like you're very established already. This one who's looking up to you and they are inspired by your journey, it's like they are feeling into their heart how they can help and connect with others who might not be in the same level as the ones that you show up to or the ones that you connect with. But it's like, but they have this inner passion, and it's almost like maybe they are closer, right? Maybe this is like a more immediate environment, and you know, maybe you are doing this online, and maybe this one is doing the same thing that you do online, but in a private like in-person type of group, right? Because it feels like a more one-on-one type of connection. But that's the thing, it's like this person is like what they are doing, and they're doing because they trust their heart. They are feeling, it's like they look up to you, right? It's like you're their reference in a sense, right? In terms of accomplishments or like even like physical practical steps. But they are experimenting with this in a similar way because this is how they're learning from you, right? But in a level that they can cope with, because it's almost like because their heart is sensitive, and it's almost like they're working in their emotional maturity, in their emotional intelligence. It's like they're working with a different subject or a different path that ultimately is going to lead this one to the realm of the major arcana, which, to be honest, I feel like it's not that they want to enter the realm of the major arcana per se. It's almost like they want to be the facilitator for others who are under their wings in a sense, or who are, you know, being guided by the wisdom of this one, right? To cross over to the major arcana. So it's almost like you are already guiding people who are well on their way or just beginning the major arcana journey, right? So a very significant move, a very significant shift in terms of finding freedom. However, this one, inspired by you, by your work, by your connection, by your integrity, by your established figure, right? It's like what they're doing is using their intuition, using their emotions, using their sensitivity to allow others to go through that cycle of leaving the minor arcana and then entering the major arcana journey, because the Tower here, it's just presenting as a threshold into the major arcana realm. And the reason why I say they are interested in crossing over, it's like, but not themselves. It's almost like facilitating for others, right? It's almost like this one, like their true desire is to help this Page of Wands, right? Because it's the desire of this Page of Wands to cross through this threshold, which could be very scary, right? And they need kind of like this gentle push, right? This encouragement, this very sweet and generous encouragement by this King of Cups to go to this major arcana level, right? And the reason why I say they need this is because the bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands. And this card already showed me, I don't remember when it was, but it was one of the collective readings recently. And it was talking about this drawbridge, right? Because what I see here with the Tower, it's almost like between your encouragement where they are and this Tower where leads, you know, to the major arcana journey, it needs to have this, it's almost like it needs a group. It's a group effort, right? That's the reason why I feel like you're such an inspirational figure to this King of Cups, because what you're creating is that web, right? That community or the connection, right? That maybe the discernment, right? The filter that you have, right? To see who are those who are truly wanting to, you know, just go through all the way through the major arcana, or maybe those who are just playing around and are not taking it so seriously, right? At least not at the moment. It's like you have developed that sense. This one, it's like they are still drawing those people in so that it creates this drawbridge, right? So that like one by one, I feel like, because this feels very intimate and very personal, right? One by one, it's like this one inspired by you, it's like they are kind of like uniting forces, uniting people that are working together, but you know, for this common purpose of like each one in this community, each one in this group are wanting to encourage the others to enter the realm of the major arcana, despite it being scary on the outside or overwhelming, right? Because it's too big. It's like, it's almost like, you know, if we think of, it's like the king being the ruler of this tower, right? It's like the tower feels like this, it's like the realm or the house or the territory of those who have already acquired this level of self-knowledge. But this is the reason why this one is here, right? It's like beckoning this one who feels maybe discouraged or lacking self-confidence or self-esteem, right? And they need a push to just simply enter, like to have this permission in a sense to enter the realm of the kings, right? So that's a very, very interesting and beautiful reading, Taurus. I truly hope that this was helpful. I am going to pull more cards for you, as well as the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.